Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin.
As a wise man once said, I wish I was in Tijuana eating barbecued iguana. How y'all doing?
Wise man said, all those rust in. Yeah,
well. Yeah, funny you mentioned Elvis. I just watched the Nigel Mansell Sky produced documentary Red 5, which was pretty good. They had him on and everything. Nigel Mansell, Formula One race driver. If you don't know, he won the 1992 World Championship.
Pilot.
Yeah, with that stash, totally, man. You know,
but Red 5.
Oh yeah, okay, Red. Yeah. I didn't make that connection ever. Actually, odd enough. But in one scene from the outtakes at the very end, the one woman who was a press officer at Williams for years or whatever her job was that knew him well, there was an outtake of her dogs running in and their little yappy, yap dogs. And she says, Elvis, Priscilla, I'm recording. Come on, you got to go. And she named her dogs Elvis and Priscilla. And I was like, wow, really?
Reincarnated.
And she was like British. I mean, like, thick accent up north, father worked in Pitt, like she and her dogs are Elvis and Priscilla, not the queen and the guy with the the king or like
it's an awfully long name to give a dog.
Yeah but yeah, I thought it was funny. Broadcast cat Hunt the Shunt. James Hunt, 76 world champion, the year that what's his name there that sadly passed away a little while ago, had the fiery accident and then came back during the season. What the hell's his name? Oh god damn it. Oh, come on. Lauda, thank you, Nikki Lauda. Yeah. So, but yeah, in that there's a famous picture of James Hunt puffing on a cigarette after winning a race, and he's got this hot chick just cuddling up next to him on the podium, and you could totally tell that look in his face. Clarkson said it best. He's having that smoke, and he's like, when I'm done with this, honey, you're next.
You better start lighting up the next one for afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. The story of James Hunt coming through the Hess kit, I think Heth kit. I can't remember how to say that properly because what's his name there? The voice of F1 for years mispronounced everything, Murray Walker. But he came through a team that used to like party and drink champagne before the races and stuff, and their car wasn't even that fast. And James Hunt's story is crazy. He's cool. Yeah. But we won't talk about racing all night because I literally could.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
I'll just sit here going, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I started watching.
Sorry,
Yeah. You might know the odd name I bring up because they were Brits, right?
Yeah, I'll know the names. Not necessarily in the right order.
Yeah. I've been watching since the mid 70s. So,
And they still haven't finished.
I remember growing up watching Formula One, man. I think I must have at least watched 6 or 7 people crash and die on television. Unbelievable. Maybe more, actually. Maybe more.
I think I've seen more watching EastEnders, but that's besides the point.
No, but these actually happened. Because I saw Ratzenberger die in practice in '94. I saw Senna die in the same race at Imola. I know those for sure. I saw Jules Bianchi die. I think he was the last one to die in anger in a Formula One race. And then going back, though, there's a bunch.
Wow. And they're all connected to you.
Yeah.
There's a conspiracy there somewhere.
It was my fault. Yeah. KK Rosberg there, Ian Wilson in the chat. Yeah, he was awesome. Formula One champion, real hard ass motherfucker too. No wonder his son Nico is such a hard ass and was literally the only guy that could beat Lewis Hamilton to a title. That's another story. See, this is going to keep going if I don't stop. We need another topic. Hey, Titan, how's it going? Titan is actually the brains of the In Time channel. They just, for some reason, give Nick Suter the microphone.
They need some. Yeah. Well done, Titan.
Yeah.
Must be a hard job puppeteering those two bastards.
Oh, yeah. How many rubber gloves you have to go through putting your hands in those puppets?
Feeding them the lines, the interesting stuff. And in the meantime, shouting in the green room, "Get on with it!"
Yeah. See, Titan in the chat even says, I created Nick just in case something goes wrong. I have somebody to blame, right?
Yeah. I thought he was listening like Major Nurse Scientist, kind of like Jar somewhere.
No, Nick was a geography teacher in a small high school before Titan found him and turned him into a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was working as a geography teacher in a little
Yeah.
And then of course there was that, that court case, and he lost his teaching license, and
yeah. Something to do with Delilah, the librarian, but I'm not going to go into it. I think he fixed it, though. I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
Titan, hey, don't start rumors. Yeah. We can sell these kind of BS stories real quick on the spot. So we are kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick's,
but, he's not here to
That's true. That's true.
Fight, so
no, but
he's an easy target.
Oh, I've met Nick's parents, Jarell and what's her name. They had that issue with the planet, but you know. Now that's why if you ever look, whenever Nick moves, he always lives within real close reach of a phone booth. Just you know.
Yeah, when he takes his glasses off, you don't recognize him.
Yeah.
Hey, Superman.
Ham UTV and Ham in the chat says mentions True Social. Does anybody know? Can you do live shows like this on True Social, like you can on some other more chatty Twitter-like platforms? Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny for us to open an account and just do a live show with a bunch of our friends, like a hangout like this, and it's all about Trump? Like a wrap up of the first 100 some days, and just watch how fast we get booted from the platform.
Yeah, we could do a show called Taco Tuesdays.
Taco, burrito, taco. I'm going to write the theme song live right now.
Oh, dear.
I'll have to do it with my hand and some lipstick painted on, like South Park. Taco, burrito. Mexi girls invoking Pink Floyd. Hey, Trumpy, leave my tacos alone.
Well, he is leaving tacos alone, isn't he?
Yeah. Where's the picture? Annette found this. Breaking news. Mar-a-Lago has removed tacos from the restaurant menu. What a sorry ass sack of shit. He can't.
Oh, dear.
Oh, God. I bet he kept eating Jello after Cosby was found out, though.
Yeah, I mean, is he still serving up that shitty, steak million? And
yeah. Where's the picture of that?
Spuds.
Yeah.
That scoop of potato spud.
Yeah, that ice cream scoop of potatoes. There it is. Look at that.
Straight out of a school canteen.
Oh, totally. Some a person that has like individual strands of hair growing out of a mole and they've been named served you that food.
I don't even think it's a potato. You remember the film The Blob with Steve McQueen? But that potato is actually trying to start to consume the rest of the meal.
You see that? It's going after the filet mignon. And I think it mistakenly went at the pre-masticated carrots. You see?
Yeah. It thought it was Trump's penis.
Or maybe the carrots have become like teeth and now it's going to go, you see? Maybe that's like two fangs, like a saber-toothed potato scoop.
What is that blob of shit between the carrot and the steak? What the fuck is that?
It looks like it looks like the over microwaved ass end of a hot pepper, I think. One that's been like cooked to death and then microwaved to make it hot.
Oh dear.
And what's this one here?
A bit of courgette, maybe.
Oh, it looks like the leftover of giving a fat frog, suction surgery. Ugh.
Yeah, the thing is, what makes me laugh about these kind of like I use air quote posh meals is that they'll give you like one slice of a bit of courgette. Do you know how fucking cheap a courgette is?
I know.
Give them 3 slices. Give them 3 bits. 5 carrots, 5 whole carrots.
Look,
and 2 dollops of mash.
For the photograph, look, to zoom in on the food, they couldn't get the whole plate in the photo. Look. It's like an appetizer being served up as a real meal. That filet mignon in real life is literally like 2 bites.
Yeah.
Look at how
It's
small
rough.
those little carrots are. But look at them in relation to the filet mignon. They make it look like a real meal. But then look at this plate. If that filet mignon is a decent size, that plate has like a 2-foot radius.
Yeah. Well, you can see the bottom of the glass for a scale. What we need on that plate is a banana scale. And if there was a banana on that plate, it'd be a better fucking meal.
Yeah, but they would have charged you an extra $20,000.
20,000? It was like $1 million for that.
Yeah, but the banana would be an extra. Well, it's like buying a Ferrari these days, right? If you want a banana with it,
Yeah, you get it on
unbelievable. It's for the White House to defend that as not a grift on the president. It means that Carolyn Nofax, has clearly overcome her gag reflex.
Thing is, the whole thing about Trump and his grifting, it's just got to the point where it's so non-stop that reality doesn't have a chance to take a bite. You know, it's all over the place. All the different shit he's been doing. It's so normalized now.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter anymore.
He recently did a thing. He said, unfortunately, the Saudi Qatar or whatever jet is a little too big. So
is he going back on that now?
I think they're going to try and back out of that because he's probably informed them that if they want to bribe him, he has a meme coin and he could just buy his own jet. Right?
Let's sing along, everybody. Taco man.
Taco bribes. He wants some taco bribes.
Now I've noticed recently, because the whole thing about the tariffs as well. We'll go into that in a minute. But there are some serious cracks forming in his administration.
Yeah,
it's all just starting to fall apart. The whole thing about Musk leaving and Musk running off with that other guy's wife and all that kind of shit going on.
Yeah. He's found another to impregnate. My God.
and now the shit's being talked about Musk. Then in the meantime, Musk is saying shit about Trump. They're always like starting to sling mud everywhere at each other. And the whole tariffs thing, well, because they had that court who said, all the tariffs were illegal. He's overreached the authority. And, well, they've kind of like backed down a little bit temporarily. But
they're just regrouping for a new legal angle. They'll come back at it, right? For sure.
But when it does hit, it also says that Trump has to reimburse all the taxes that were taken from him. So complete failure.
Totally.
But apparently Kelly was saying to me tonight, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
But apparently they can't even find where the money went from the tariffs.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, when you talk about Watergate,
went to go and pay for some really enlarged plates.
Well, those are the 3-foot plate. Yeah, because when you talk about Watergate, the famous line is "Follow the money, follow the money." I mean, you start following the money in all the shenanigans that have been going on in the White House these days, and
it all goes to Trump Tower.
It's certainly not going to the American people. That's for sure.
No. You know what's going to the American people is a higher ceiling of debt, because Trump has had to plunge them into severely more debt to put his tax cuts through. Well, where's all this tariff money to save that? That's what you said. Now, I get to do something that we have never done on this channel. So this is awesome. First off, a huge round of applause. And we have to give a significant special shout out to UTV and Ham there in the live chat because he is
don't play that siren. He thinks ice is coming to get him.
yeah, probably right. You know, he's running out the back door right now. You know, but he is the first to do any sort of monetized thing on this new channel of ours, and he gave out a Shills membership. So huge thing. And of all people, it was really funny. It went to our very own Shayna, who's usually on the Shills account and stuff. So we thought that was pretty funny, you know.
It's not rigged. It's not rigged, honest.
Yeah, exactly. But then we had Joe Medley come in. And he gifted out another 5 memberships. So you know the rule around here, people. If you're the last one to get a gifted membership, you get tonight's bar tab. Make sure you send us in your name, address, bank account numbers, and stuff so we can get that bill out to you right away. Joe, huge thanks. 5 memberships. Love it, love it, love it. UTV and Ham, you're forever etched into the echelons of the channel because you're first, man. Is that right? I think I fucked that up, but it's close enough.
Yeah, you fucked it up, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve Walsh got a gifted membership. Well done, Steve.
Hey, cool.
Broadcast Catwalk got one too. Martin Lai, he got gifted a membership. Yeah.
Cool.
Chris Lundy got one.
Oh, Annette just joined. Annette.
Matt got one.
Pre-show to the 42 show. Super Chat Matt in the live chat had a great one. He said, look, Annette's here, but he put a space net. It was really funny. And then he said, what kind of net are you? I thought it was awesome. I was laughing my head off. Yeah. She says, but I drink wine. Yeah, but it's beer drinkers and then Hellraisers. It's ZZ Top song, right? We only had 2 levels to make. So, well, I know there's no wine drinkers in there, but it was, I don't know. It was about blues guys and beards. I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, you can't do blues while drinking wine. That's more of a jazz thing.
Is it? Yeah, I guess so. Listen
to some jazz.
We could put a 3rd level in that's like just 50 cents higher because they always charge you more for wine. And that could be the Thelonious Monks.
Champagne.
Sparkling wine?
No, champagne. Which apparently wasn't even invented in France, apparently.
Or we could have a 3rd level. How Canadian is this? We could have a 3rd level, and it's the April wines.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No, you'll have to explain that one.
The Canadian band, April Wine.
Well, there you go. You see, it's like that's going to be completely lost on a lot of people.
It doesn't matter. It's not lost on me.
You just don't give a shit, do you?
Not really.
Yeah, fucking narcissist.
Yeah. If they want to know, they can ask, man. Yeah.
Look it up. Google it.
Yeah,
anything come out of his mouth, just Google it, just to fact check it and know what he's talking about.
Blue Rodeo is better. I don't agree there. I like Blue Rodeo, but no, Miles Goodwin, April Wine, better. Sorry, Duncan.
I don't know. Are you talking about music or a beer now? I don't know what you're talking about.
Still music. Think of Oasis, but better.
That's not hard.
But that's my point. Even Canadians can do it.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of Oasis fans out there, but I wasn't really.
I just heard a rip-off Oasis band come up in a playlist when I was doing some housework recently. And they were doing that. I'm ever so slightly off key and overdoing the larynx and stuff. And I was like, it was like somebody doing an Eddie Vedder rip-off and going, never heard of Pearl Jam. You know, it was crazy.
So you mean they can't sing either? Basically, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Probably cousins, right? You know, it's genetic, you know.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, PJ, it's very nice to see some members again. I couldn't agree more.
Dick always likes to see a massive member. he's always looking out for a big member on the corner of the streets. Hey, can I have a look at your member?
It gives you hope in life that there's going to be something you can hold on to. One sec.
Oh dear. Yeah, when the Poseidon adventure is happening and the ship is rolling, or the Titanic is sinking, you can just reach out and grab hold of the
reach out and touch someone. That was like a American telecommunications theme song back in the day. And nowadays, if you sang that anywhere near a school, you're probably going to get arrested.
Yeah, I had the same problem when I was working in our local hospital radio station. Be like, hey, it's Dunk on the line. Welcome to Radio Way, the only hospital radio you need. And it's Dunk reaching out and touching patients. Here we go for the next track. Yeah, I got fired.
Another one of our team got a gifted membership, Chris Lundy.
I said Chris Lundy got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Walsh is there. It says massive green member. Yes, you are a massive green member.
Don't worry. You don't need a shot for that. Super chats clear it right up. Couldn't resist. We're like medical insurance. You know, we're here to make sure your member is healthy.
No, we're not like medical insurance because some kid will probably come and shoot us in the back. Yeah, shush, don't say that.
I'm not a CEO. All right. Literally, there's a broom like 8 feet from me. Okay,
he's more. You're more of a see you later than a CEO.
yeah, very much so. It's funny.
English cucumber, Martin Lay says, as far as a massive green member is. Aren't cucumbers pretty much the same whether they're English or not?
Yeah.
You get like purple cucumbers or something.
Well, purple cucumbers usually mean that you're overworking it. So I would suggest stepping away from the computer and head into the living room and just watch television. You don't have to engage.
Yeah, just the tip of your cucumber's gone purple.
Yeah. Or at least get yourself a tall bottle of pump cream.
Just loosen up the old penis clamps.
Nick Suter got a hold of me in the background, and he said, "I see what you've been saying about me, and but you can play at this game because he's going to call immigration on my ass as soon as they become the 51st state."
Oh, well, he is.
Really?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's a member.
Our soon to be 51st state, Canada.
So, yeah. So if that's not proof that Titan is really in charge and it's not Nick, don't know what is.
No, I think Titan has been, he's been dobbing you in the background. He's been informing you the Nick Suter Gestapo.
I think Nick just got a hold of Titan got a hold of the account because the Nick bot was being recharged in the background. It's running on solar power and one of those sponsorship battery packs, so it only gets a few hours a day.
It's like those solar lights you get for the garden that after a year they're just like they never turn on.
yeah, exactly. I asked Nick if he wanted to come on the show, and he said, "I've got a headache." I said, "I didn't ask you to fuck." I was like, "What?" That was a weird response,
Yeah. It's never stopped him before.
Yeah,
I mean, his whole life's a headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him drop his pants in a parking lot for a burrito, right?
Or a taco.
Oh, Taco, Alchemist. I've got to get a couple of his gags up. Well, that didn't come out right. Hold on a second.
It makes it sound like you got him locked up in the cellar, as a gimp.
Yeah, exactly. Take off your leather mask and come and show the people what you did.
Bring out the gimp.
Oh God, why am I having flashbacks to Tarantino movies?
Because that was you.
Yeah.
Uncredited.
See,
did a great job.
I'm being warned right now that I shouldn't even let Nick from In Time on the show because the audio will start to fail and
Ours.
Yeah. It's like contagious, with some people. Their ineptitude with technology just comes through the wires and infects you.
Hang on a minute. What's he done to you recently? Why are you so good at fucking ragging on Nick all of a sudden? Just tearing him out.
Because he showed up in chat, so now I can do it properly.
No, come on, be nice. We like Nick. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
I thought I could maybe, get him to come on the show just by egging him on,
He's got a pretty mouth.
You only say that when you're drunk.
I mean, you're not going to egg it on to come on the show just by humiliating him, in the background. He's just going to come on to. He's just going to come on and tell you to fuck off and then just rage quit.
Yeah, but he'd still be on the show. No, because once he gets on the show, I've got my hooks into his system and he can't leave. Right?
Oh no, he'll just start telling us a story, be here for half an hour.
He'll tell
now he's got me at it. See, you bastard.
No, I think Nick did this to us, right? He's like a DC Comics villain, and he does this thing, and he goes, "You will talk about me." Right now, he can't control if that talk is good or bad, but he can still do it. He goes,
Oh, hang on a minute. I just checked your PayPal. He sent you $50 to talk shit about him. Just so people remember he's around. This is what you're actually seeing is a paid promotion, and we should put this in the channel description. This show is a paid promotion for Nick Suter's channel, In Time Independent, journalism or whatever shit you want to call it, whatever that is. It's a paid promotion. Nick,
journalism. I thought it was jockeyism. I thought it was about horse racing. I had no idea. Yeah. No wonder, because not everybody's short, and I just couldn't figure the channel out.
Well, they are all short. You've seen them. They're just in their little boxes. You've never seen them stand up.
That's
next to
true, right? Supposedly, Isandering drives like a truck, and yet, he doesn't seem to move. He just seems to, sit very still.
Martin Nye says, Dunk is not a Swiss midget. You're almost right.
That's true.
I'm not Swiss. I'm Dutch. My mother was Dutch. We got a super chat. Look at that. Oh my God.
Wow. Look at that. It actually happened. Turn it up. I hate this button.
Okay. UTV and Ham does the second of first. He's popped his cherry. One night. Not bad for a guy his age.
UTV and Ham is the first super chatter on the Shills Live. And he throws in $2 to keep the lights on. And it's funny you say that, UTV and Ham, because I got an angry letter today from my electric company who said that I owed them like $300 and they were about to cut me off. So I called them and I said, would you care to review the situation and then tell me where we are again? And the woman did it. And after about 3 minutes of and ha and whatnot, she said, I think you're $14 overpaid. And I said, yes, now we are correct.
So they are reviewing the situation.
But here's the thing. Not one apology or nothing for stressing me out as if I had screwed up things. Not one. It was just, I guess you're okay then.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. I could have been somebody on like ventilation and medical needs and stuff, and they literally just could have killed me.
I mean, there seems to be an awful lot going around these days. We've had letters, about payments and bills going up and shit. We've seen it in the private chat amongst. I'm not going to mention any names, but other people have been getting like ridiculous electricity bills that are just outrageous. There seems to be an awful lot of that going around.
Yeah, there's a couple of people in my townhouse area here who have told me that they can't believe how high their electric bills are and how like ridiculous it must have been. And since this has happened, I'm now going to go around my little neighborhood and warn my neighbors they completely screwed mine up. You better double check, because I think they've had some kind of, we hired big balls to revamp our accounting system moment,
Well, or either a tea bag, I'm not too sure. Hey, look, we got another membershipy thing, and good news.
Yeah, it worked out so amazing. It's not funny. So not only did Annette give out a Shills membership, but guess who got it? UTV and Ham, an old school, long-time viewer and supporter, donator, and the whole 9 yards. UTV and Ham bought my son his action camera, his flick-out vlogger camera, vlogger. And, yeah, so big, that's awesome. That's really cool. That's a lot bigger than a rumpy French fry. And if you're a member, go into the little emoji list, because we've got Trumpy Trout in there, and we've got the Trident in there, and we've got What the Fuck in there, and we've got the Shills logo in there. And as soon as we get a few more like member actions and stuff, they'll give us more slots for more emojis. Yeah.
We like slots. Lots and lots of slats.
What movie is that from? Fuck.
I don't know. I just made it up.
No, what's his name? Silent Bob. Kevin Smith put that in one of his movies. Or no,
he must have heard it from me, because I haven't seen it.
Yeah. No, was that Beavis and Butthead?
For God's sake, it's just slots. I mean, of course, it's going to be any one of the above. You can mention where they're going to say slots in a kind of like, dirty, nasty kind of way. Let's be fair. Let's be honest. It's not. I mean, I know I'm the one. Said I made it up just now, but quite frankly, I wouldn't be at all surprised. I could give you a list of people where they are probably used.
Yeah, but it was really good. We got to give Mexi Girl a shout out for I'm not even supposed to be here today. I love that. That's awesome. Good one.
Why? Where are you supposed to be? El Salvador?
No, on the roof playing hockey.
Oh, what?
See, you don't know it, do you?
Don't play hockey on the roof. You fall off. It's all slanty and everything, and all the tiles.
You do in some strange American town.
She's in Mexico. Is that a strange American town, Mexico?
It's not about her. It's about Kevin Smith. It's Clerks. You haven't seen that, have you?
Oh, I think once.
Oh,
maybe you didn't take any notice of it.
Oh, you gotta, it's one of those days where you say, I know it's a funny smelling cigarette, honey, but I have to smoke it before I watch this movie. Dick said so.
Yeah, I can't ignore your recommendations these days.
I would too. Something you can't ignore is Stephen Walsh. Coming in and gifting out 10. Come on, Mario, bounce a little bit. Giving out 10 Shills memberships. All right, Steve, buddy.
Apparently I'm a member now.
Are you?
Yeah.
He
shows you what a cheapskate I am. I'm not even a member of our own fucking channel.
He's green, but he's a small member.
Yeah.
He's Yoda-sized. Yeah. He's the size of his shtick.
I came green and I'm leaving green.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I was actually the first member because as soon as we turned it on, I just signed up. But I don't get fanfare for that because I just want to be able to use the emojis.
Yeah, make sure they work.
Yeah, exactly.
You think it's your channel? You'd be at least like just give.
I know. I can't believe you have to member your own channel to get the emojis. How fucking
stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Steve Walsh. So cool.
Well, every now and then I want to say to my YouTube agent, because when you're monetized, you can actually like text chat an agent. I often want to say, hey, while you're in there, could you just use a toothbrush and brush my back teeth from the inside? Because, probably get them cleaner.
Yeah. YouTube agent. I mean, honest to God, it's probably some guy out in Pakistan who barely has a router, barely got an internet connection.
Oh yeah,
it'll help you out by
I say, hey dude, I gotta hook up my AdSense to my YouTube so I can get paid. Do you know how do I do that? Because I'm not sure in the screen I'm seeing right now what to click. Allah? No, that's not gonna help.
I will send you a Teams share, your account with just share it with me and I will open up your bank account details and right.
If your mailbox is big enough and it doesn't mind objects that tick, I could send you a package.
What, a clock?
Yeah, good save. Probably took that too far. So
Wouldn't that be funny if the White House were just inundated with just people just sending like cuckoo clocks
and tacos?
just all these parcels turning up at the White House door.
You know what we should do? We should do a GoFundMe to see if we could get $500,000 raised over the internet over a period of a month and just do a massive Taco Bell order to the White House, like a fake order.
With mashed potato.
Yeah, but as long as it's done by ice cream scoops, so he can recognize that it's potatoes, right?
What, you mean the things that grow in the ground?
Yeah. Can you imagine if Trump ever saw what a potato was before it was served to him? He would probably flip out, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't have no fucking clue where a potato comes from. Not a clue.
No. Look at that. If that's not done by an ice cream scoop, I'm clinically dead.
Now, if Trump was presented a potato like the Queen was when Sir Walter Raleigh came back from the Americas,
he'd probably think it was Donald Jr.
He'd probably think, you'd probably give him a potato and he'll go, "What, and people smoke these?"
Yeah. Elon, how do I fit this in that pipe you gave me?
The man has. I mean, every time he talks, there's his sense of reality.
Yeah,
he's just like staggeringly, just so off kilter.
I know,
and I'm always shocked. There's no idea about the world. No idea.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Like he thought this was an acceptable meal for millionaires because, well, he's a billionaire and he would never eat such filth.
Oh, he'll have chicken nuggets from McDonald's.
Exactly.
I mean, you could probably sell Trump, on the idea that you've got a chicken nugget farm out in Kansas, and you need all the water to grow the chicken nuggets on the chicken nugget trees.
Yeah. He'd be like, they're breaded and all. This is amazing.
Have you heard about the problem in Kansas? There's not enough water for the chicken nugget trees. I'm gonna pump the water down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flood Kansas.
Yeah. And if we give them that little bit extra, every tree comes with 4 packets of sweet and sour sauce. So,
what do you think? Burgers come from sausage dogs that just like sliced.
No, in Trump's mind, burgers come from underpaid foreigners who are scared to be deported because that's who brings them, right?
Well, that's who sells them to him in a van.
It's hilarious the lengths McDonald's will go to fulfill him. They've literally sent trucks to other countries so Trump can have his McDonald's, not the localized version of McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Was that not a Qatari thing where they did that? But also, why do those trucks exist? I mean, do they go to festivals and shit like that? But
no, I think they literally did this for the president because McDonald's is different when you go to different places. The meat spicing and stuff is not the exact same. And Trump is that kind of, I'm Donald Trump. I want exactly what I want, that he would fly people at his expense, well, the taxpayers, and so that he could have a localized Big Mac to his taste.
See, okay, the truth is coming out here. This is why he's kind of like going back on the Qatari jet, because it obviously, it's all like fitted with gold and it's all plush and
he found out his Big Mac was made from horse.
Yeah, no, he found out there was no like McDonald's built in.
Yeah. Where's the truck? Wait, what?
Yeah, Stephen Wall says in the chat, that's why Air Force One is so big. McDonald's Force One.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this is where Ronald McDonald sits. He loves Air Force One. Yeah. We don't let the Hamburglar on. He's a little bit of an asshole. He's always going for mine.
Yeah, but he pardoned him though.
Oh man, the pardons. He's pardoning gang members because they don't have MS13 photoshopped onto their knuckles. It's just so bad.
When you say gang members, do you mean his cabinet?
He pardoned a guy who's been the leader of a street gang since like the 70s and eventually turned it into a total nationwide criminal gang. And then started saying, oh, no, I'm not really a part of it. Where experts were like, no, he still leads the gang from jail. And Trump has pardoned him. No, you're good.
Or Elmo from Sesame Street.
Well, I think it was Elmo's brother, the one that gave him the knife. Because we still don't really know who stabbed Big Bird. But,
Kentucky Fried Burger. Oh, fuck's sake. It's so hard. It's so hard to even have a surreal conversation when the reality is so fucking surreal at the minute.
We can't make it as stupid as it already is.
No, I try and I just fail because just reality itself is so fucking stupid.
Oh, NANA just showed up and missed all the gifted memberships.
Maxie goes there. What the fuck are we talking about? I have no idea.
I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
I was wishing my beer was empty just so I could go get another one and reset the moment. I don't know.
Go and get another beer and press the button now for.
Hold on. I'm looking for that smaller one. Oh, I think I got the bigger one.
Get over that one.
I'm enjoying this scene.
Get on with it.
That's the one that gets really excited about sucking dick and getting spanked.
Yeah, but you completely missed the point. I said, and now for.
Yeah.
Christ, do I need to get the rest of the lines?
Oh, yeah. Wait,
it's different.
Now you got it. Oh my god!
I've got like 5 buttons that start with the word Python, so I really have to take that out and just get to the gag, right?
You twerp.
Yeah. It's not easy,
Most of your buttons are going to say Python gag.
At this point, it's pretty close. What is this one? Why is that there? Has anybody ever seen me use that before?
You must have used it. Well, yeah, I bet you have used it on a fact checking type of thing. Like when President Trump says something and you go,
I thought you said fat checking. I was like, I don't handle weight loss issues.
Yeah, no fat shaming here.
Look at that.
Oh my lordy panty wanties.
Look at that. N.A., the meat eater himself, give me beef or give me death, has joined in with not just a membership, but he gifted out. Jump, you little fucker, jump! 20 memberships. Wow. Huge thanks, NANA. Wow. So as you can tell, NANA's already finished supper and he's pretty drunk now.
Yeah. Run away.
20 memberships. Beauty. Shout, dude. Beauty, eh?
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's funny though. We only got like 45 watching at this point. I'm surprised not everybody isn't a member at this point.
Yeah. Well, I think people that were here and got bored of us have left and they got memberships. And the people that are here that haven't got bored of us yet haven't been given memberships yet. But maybe we'll get there. Right?
What you mean, bore them too?
Yeah, well, sure. You know, I don't care who you are. I'm willing to bore you.
I'm saying nothing with his big green membership.
I know nothing. Nothing. Is that Schultz? That was terrible, wasn't it? That was terrible.
You have to say it with a German accent.
Yeah, well, I don't think I know how to do that.
Which is so easy.
Yeah. Every time I try to do German accent,
German
heels click together, you know.
You reach for something on a high shelf.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
God, it must have been annoying, you know, when you're Hitler, you're just going around the supermarket and there's a little old lady who's saying, "Can you reach that for me?" And he goes, "Yeah, well," and he reaches it and he grabs it. I knew you from somewhere.
But he's not tall enough, right? You know.
Oh, he used to stand on the back of Goebbels.
I'm just gonna look here. I'm trying to see if I can get a list of the members. Oh wow. You psycho motherfuckers. We have a pretty big list of members already. What the hell? Really? Okay, every time I try to scroll it, it just resets. So I can't even read. Wow. The way it's doing it, it's like I can keep scrolling and the names just keep coming, but they're the same names over and over again. And it won't give me the number because YouTube is.
It takes weeks for it.
Yeah, it's math-averse. You know, it doesn't really like to do that kind of thing. But thanks, everybody. That's a really cool start to shit around here. Wow. You know, I feel like Sally Field. You like me. You really like me. I just noticed
when Harry met Sally, but you know, that's
yeah, I'll have what she's having. You know, I would have said that. You know,
was that Sally Field? That wasn't Sally Field, was it?
No, that was the chick who did the Tom Hanks movies. You've got Mail and what's her name? Quirky, cute blonde, Meg Ryan. That's it. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. I'm so glad there are some people with some brain cells that still work around here.
Yeah, that's not mine. That's for sure. I like her though. Meg Ryan was always cool. She didn't have to be some. I have a low cut blouse and I'm showing all this leg and stuff to be a hot chick.
No, that was Billy Crystal's job.
Sure love it when he shows leg.
It's kosher, at least.
That's funny. So what else should we get into? I mean, I think we've only offended about 20% of the global population at this point. We could surely do that.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I'll say we haven't had a go at the blacks yet, but
don't do that. You get a free ride from Africa and you bet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that.
No. Oh, come on. Yeah. You know, my lead into the gag was just like, offensive, but yours was just like double down. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, if you know me, you know I'm kidding. You know, come on. Everybody's got to fuck up sometimes. You know? Okay, so
I'm sure there's a song about that.
Yeah, yeah.
That should be our anthem. Everybody's gonna fuck up sometimes.
Yeah, but as much as I fuck up, I never served a scoop from an ice cream cone thing of mashed potatoes for $1,600,000.
You know what? He probably looked at that and thought, wow, that's posh.
He probably thought, and Melania only ever served me, frosted flakes.
Yeah, he's probably normally used like serve mashed potatoes like in a big bowl, like in Close Encounters, and he plays with it with his fingers. Look, Melania, I made a tower.
Yeah, but unlike Richard Dreyfuss, when he was done, he poured gravy over it and fucking ate his way through it.
Hey, look, Melania, my volcano's erupting. Ooh.
Yeah, and just one little squirt came out. And she was like, yeah, and she looked and she was like, if only that was Don Jr. Fuck. Oh, we got a super chat in from none other than NANA for $6.66. He says
20%.
holy fuck, you could do better than that. I think I agree. Come on. Nice one, NANA. Thank you. Second super chat on the channel. Come on now. Very cool. Who will be third? Who? Hey, we had a wait a minute. 26 minutes ago, we also had a direct donation in from Mexi Girl through Kofi there. And it was for none other than Talk Shit Fund. Love it.
Certainly came to the right place.
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't have anything to say. It's true, though. If you're not subscribed to this channel yet, you're probably one of the smarter people. So don't bother. Does that work as a reminder?
It's not good for channel building, I would say.
Could be.
But then, if they're not subbed, they're probably not here anyway. So
yeah. Oh, I see.
And they're found this by accident and not got this far yet.
Yeah. Okay, I understand what happened. I didn't see Mexi Girl's donation right away because it's going through no, but all the accounts for like Kofi and whatnot are linked to the main Shills account, not the other emails. Right? So I have to make sure I'm looking on screen more, not just for the account window in the corner over there. Oh, I never thought of this. I don't want to make a different account for each channel because then they get to ding us 3 times for service fees. I'd rather just have one. Right? Yeah. Huh. Or is it the same either way? It's based on the amount of money. I don't really know.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know either. I have to look into that. Yeah. So, Duncan Stewart says the brown girl. Okay, kidding. But that brings up something I always wondered about an old song. CCR, there, John Fogerty, you, my brown-eyed girl. Is he talking about her eyes, or did she bend over without panties on?
Your one brown eye.
I don't know. I know I need a beer.
Your winking little starfish of brownness. Uh,
It's just one of those things, right? You don't know. All right. So, what else is happening in the world that we shouldn't comment on about because it's probably going to be inappropriate?
I had a thought the other day going back onto Trump, and I have an interesting method to end his presidency. Because we all know he likes Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
What about after he's like knocked back, a good 2 liters of Coke, that we force feed him Mentos? Would he explode like one of those Mentos and Coke rockets?
But would he look like a Goodyear blimp before he burst? Right? There's multiple levels to the gambling that could be done in this.
Yeah,
right?
would he expand or just propel it out of his ass into orbit?
Yeah. I think he would expand like the hot air balloon of an old school Explorer. And then he would build up a burp that would come out the backside and shoot him into orbit around Venus, Yeah. He might actually, if he was to do that willingly, he could probably lead us into a new era of space travel.
Well, a very happy one without him being part of it.
Exactly. You go first, sir. Please.
Oh dear.
Too funny.
I think China have got it in the bag now. All the cuts that the NASA have been taken recently again. Don't see us going to the moon soon. I think China's going to take it. They're going to win it.
Yeah. And when it comes to Mars, I don't think Elon understands that ketamine is not a strategy to get to Mars. It's just not going to work.
Do you realize that he has actually no real intention to go to Mars?
No, he just wants everybody to fund his rocket so he can put satellites up to get internet service into the hands of millions at an overpaid price.
Oh no, but he doesn't want a Mars settlement, and he just wants to send people there to make money for him. I don't know what they're going to sell, Martian trinkets and send them back.
Oh, he'll probably, he'll convince them that they're like missionaries,
They'll build Trump watches on Mars.
Cheap labor. They need jobs there.
I tell you what, it'd be a good place to park all these Cybertrucks that can't sell, because apparently that's one of the big problems he's having at the minute. He's got little shitloads of Cybertrucks parked up in lots all over the place, and it's costing him a fortune just to park them.
Yeah. He's literally going to take a loss on every one of them just to get them into the public. And in doing so, it will absolutely crater the used value of that truck. And this will be the first Tesla that doesn't hold its value during its warranty period the way the owners expect. And it's going to be massive. It's huge. I think it's hilarious. I love it.
Funny thing is that Musk said about his Teslas, just in general, is that they will increase in value.
Yeah. And not one of them, except for the original Roadster, has.
Yeah, it's like you're talking about your entire your automotive line, like they're all classic cars.
I know.
They're not. Yeah, they might be worth some money in the future when there's not many of them left running around. But but even then, do you think his company's going to pull back? Well,
his company His company has a stock portfolio that is so rich that even if the company is suffering, as long as the investors still believe the company can survive. I don't understand how we've gotten to a place in society where you have a shitty product, but you're still worth huge money because poof. I don't at this point, the entire stock portfolio of the Tesla company has to be seen as a bit of a grift on the entire stock market because everybody knows the company is like having real issues. Nobody's buying. The used market is the values are plummeting. People are bitching because he fired all of the charging staff infrastructure, and the Americas just switched to the Tesla plug-in as the de facto standard, but they're not putting in any chargers anymore, and it's just a nightmare.
There's no one there to repair them.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't built the robots yet to do it.
Yeah, he's bet the company on robo taxis that are a joke at best.
Yeah, the robo killers.
They don't even have supplemental sensors like infrared and LiDAR and stuff. And Musk's over confidence and reliance on cameras is not because cameras are better. They're inherently not. It's because it's far cheaper and he thinks he can code his way out of it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what coding you do to a 2D image. It's a 2D image, you stupid asshole.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, human beings work off that. We don't have.
We have stereoscopic vision, though. We have depth. Tesla cars don't. They have a computer mapping that puts it into depth, but they're doing it all through cameras. Other companies use LiDAR, like, depth sensing, real deal stuff that's so much more secure.
I mean, I certainly wasn't saying like the human senses are like the pinnacle of senses there.
No, but, yeah. Your average predator is better than the Tesla system, and there's a reason.
So you're saying we should glue a cheetah to the front of all Teslas?
No, we should glue Elon Musk to the front of a Tesla and let him run into a semi truck just to see how.
Or even better, glue him to the front of a cheetah.
That's it. Yeah. A hungry one. The ultimate carrot. Yeah. I think we could probably get David Attenborough to narrate this one.
Shit. I think you all you got to do is put it out, and you'll get tons of people who want to narrate that. Yeah.
Speaking of South Africa and stuff, did you see the thing in the Oval Office where Trump did his assassination thing like Zelensky with the dude that runs South Africa? And he started going on about white genocide, and the poor guy's just sitting there like, oh my God, I can't believe this fucking crooked son of a bitch is doing this to me now,
There's no white genocide.
Yeah.
Where does Trump get his facts from?
Yeah.
I say facts.
Yeah.
In the loosest of terms.
But I just got to say, Putin's cat says LiDAR is based on light. It's not radar. Radar is based on light. We just can't see those frequencies. I know what you're saying, but you didn't get that quite right. Yeah. Yeah. Dean. Oh, shit. I had a transition from that I lost. Yeah, I lost myself.
Don't let Trump know you're transitioning.
Yeah. Oh, God. Imagine that. I'd be shipped to El Salvador from Canada.
Into a ladies' jail.
Yeah. You know what? You got to say, though, Trump's war on the transgender LGBTQ community and so on is really looking stupid now that you have a new performance enhanced Olympics trying to be formed when he says that there's some performance variation based on people and stuff. And so now the message is Trump can't stand anybody who isn't straight. That's the truth.
Oh, the other thing is, well, what if you have someone in that who is transitioning? You know, so you could say, okay, so you're going from male to female, and you're in that drug-fueled Olympics that they call it. Yeah. So that's going to be based on chemical changes in your blood. Yeah. So would that be allowed?
You see, it's okay if you're making men better, but God forbid you take what I call a man and change them. That's what the administration is admitting outright.
And of course, a lot of these men who do take these steroid things end up with like big breasts.
Oh yeah, so, tiny weenies, right? You know,
he's very confused. They're transitioning.
Yeah. They end up with pricks you couldn't even catch with a cocktail weenie fork. You know, it's just. But somehow
I got one of them.
Thing.
Cocktail for those.
Yeah.
Madness.
Madness. Yeah. Totally, man. Totally. Scares the fuck out of me because in countries outside of America, we've got it very much here in Canada, and it was growing, but luckily Trump fucked it up so bad that our liberals won. But Trump had the world doing a bit of a conservative thing there. And these fuck everybody else isolationist ideas and tactics, they're okay, sure, it's supposedly based on financial American first and jobs and whatnot, but it's not. It's a war on culture, creed, color, the whole 9 yards, man. It's literally the rich white trying to stomp on everybody else. That's what it is.
But as usual, you know, whenever you hear people having conversations about this, say it's like a trans issue or a gay issue. Okay, let's just take a gay issue because that's like fairly easy. It's not overcomplicated. So a man is gay, and then someone will say, "Well, I don't like them gays. They shouldn't be allowed," and but blah blah blah. Well,
how does it affect you? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. They can't answer that. So they'll just
doesn't
tribe about because it says in the Bible you're not allowed to it says a lot of things in the Bible that you totally fucking ignore. So don't bring the Bible into this.
According to the Bible, I should have to sacrifice 3 sheep and a goat just because of what I do when I wake up in the morning. You know, I mean, what the hell? You know.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the funny thing is like when they go to the Bible, because there's a lot of shit in there that shouldn't be in there. So don't bring the Bible into it. You just can't pick and choose.
Because so much of the Bible is against the Republican money hungry thing, but but they don't like gays, so we like the Bible, right?
Well, that bit.
Exactly. Yeah, I read that passage. Yeah.
But that whole mentality just goes across to all sorts of like issues that they want to track. How does it affect you?
Yeah.
I don't like them gays, shoving it down my throat. Well, buy them dinner first and maybe they'll let you.
Stop spending $300 in the wrong bars and nobody will shove anything down your throat. You closeted fucking,
And of course, the first thing they do is find the first glory hole they can find and set some cock.
Exactly. The ones that are so anti-LGBTQ are the ones that go home on OnlyFans and watch 350-pound fat men stroke their little fucking rocket, you know? They're fucking right they are.
Or there was like, anti-trans, but the first thing they do is go into Pornhub and watch like a couple of she-males fucking because, it's all cock and all women.
Yeah.
So,
At this point, half of these twisted bastards probably use AI to put their own face on the receiver afterwards just to make it better, you know?
Just on the end of the penis.
Exactly, you know? Oh, I want to scream, mommy, please stop. You know, it's just, it's all so twisted.
Yeah. Just everybody fucking relax.
Koala Stoner in the chat says, what the fuck did I just walk into?
You walked into a gay bar.
Yeah. One angry at the white man, straight boy.
See, the funny thing is, you think back and look at the 60s and the 70s and, the days of the hippies and the Woodstock and where everybody was like, free and easy and, everybody was fucking each other. And,
yeah. You have herpes? No, I don't. Let's have sex and smoke a joint. Sure. No.
Yeah. You have herpes? Well, there might be a cure for it one day. Whatever. But yeah, it's funny how it's like, how since then we seem to have gone backwards into a more puritanical.
We're more repressed now than we were during the day of the Puritans, for God's sakes,
Yeah, because they obviously had sex because they had children, but they just did it, with their cousins.
You know what's funny? In my town, I live in a town of about 30,000 people, and it's not exactly like a young hippie liberal town. You know what I mean? It's very retirement oriented.
It's not you living in it.
Right now, I'm a real long-haired guy. I walk down the street, and I got 80-year-old little old ladies going, "Oh, good morning," and stuff to me, and they don't.
Good morning.
Yeah. They don't get exactly right. They always do this. I'm not sure why, but
Start flicking holy water at you.
But these are the kind of people to see a couple of guys walk down the street holding hands, and they wouldn't flinch at all. They'd say good morning to them too. And I'm in a smaller town that you would associate with more redneck behavior. But even our elderly aren't like that in this town for the most part, right? It's not perfect. Nobody is, right? But a lot of this modern hard right rhetoric hate is actually coming from a younger generation as much as the elderly.
Right.
That scares the shit out of me.
And dare I say, fundamental Christianity seems to be pretty central to most of it.
Yes and no. I wouldn't say fundamental. I would say more extremist, right? Because there's quite a few Christians in the modern world who barely even go to church.
Isn't that what I mean by fundamentalist? Though?
I would say fundamental now applies to Christianity more as, well, I believe in God, but I still get wasted and touch myself on Fridays,
Said the vicar.
Exactly. Yeah. As his choir boy left the room.
Slurpee.
But you know what I mean?
Slurpee the choir boy, I call him.
Yeah. But there's this like, we've got a few hardcore new little politician people that are in their like 20s going on their 30s in our area, and they're hardcore Republican types, and they have drank the Kool-Aid from social media and have no idea that in 20 years, when they have 18-year-olds, they will hate the world that they have created, because unless they are elitists with real money, the world they have created for their own children will suck. They don't even understand. They don't get it.
I mean, the thing is, you're talking about social media. I mean, Kelly keeps telling me all these stories of stuff she reads on social media, and quite frankly, I wish you'd just get off. Stop looking at the comments.
Yeah,
because
they don't call it doom scrolling for nothing, right?
It's literally is just full of morons. Yeah. And it's like I've always keep saying that, you know, you feel like you need to have a license to be able to go on the internet.
Yeah,
because you have a license to drive, you have a license, you know.
You should have a license to have children at this point. I know what that sounds like, but we really need parents who give a
smart
shit.
Parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, nobody, like, I don't live in a rich area and I live in a townhouse complex. I'm sorry, but half of my neighbors are not smart enough to raise children. It's a fact.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know you don't like the movie, but that's like the first scene in Idiocracy, where just the world's gone to shit because the stupid people are breeding and the smart people are holding back for their careers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so you don't end up smart kids. If I mean,
okay, I'll watch it. Okay, I'll watch it.
No, you don't have. No, you don't have to watch it. But the point is, everyone just like says, "Oh, it's just fucking reality." When that movie, just that premise alone, is like set out exactly what is happening in the world.
Well, QWERTY Quile? Is that how I say it? I'm not sure. Awesome comment. Well, I sent my kids to Vietnam for camping and trade skills, you know, like mass producing Nikes and Gucci bags, the essential skills they're going to need in life. Well said. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Somebody who's paying attention, you know, because it's true. You got to give your children the skills in life they need to succeed. And if
what is that?
Well, if they're not the kind to crawl under the desk at the headmasters to make sure they get the scholarship, well, maybe they should learn what a sewing machine is.
Yeah. Or learn how to be a greedy bitch businessman billionaire.
Yeah. Like that fraud chick from that medical company.
Oh, she's back apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw some. I can't remember her fucking name now, but I saw a thumbnail for a video the other day saying, "Oh, she's back."
Wow. What is she doing? A reality TV show? How to take it from an angry dyke bitch with a homemade strap on in jail?
No, I think she's gone into the business of producing potato, very, very posh mashed potato that comes in the form of a, it comes out from a ice cream scoop.
She must have really had a long kiss on that ring.
Ironically, no potatoes were harmed.
That's funny. Oh, man. I swear to God, is there anybody in the Trump administration right now that has an ounce of credibility to be in the job they're in? I don't think there is. Unless they were like, they just haven't been fired yet, right?
Well, I mean, I'm surprised half of them haven't been fired yet. Yeah, don't know why Hegseth is still there.
Yeah.
Under any other
buffer,
under any other administration, there'd have been a lot of firings a long time ago.
It's like Rupert Murdoch from Fox bought the White House.
Well, and turned it into a sitcom.
Yeah. Trump doesn't realize. What's the Jim Carrey movie where he lives in a dome? Trump doesn't realize Fox News has just done that to him. Right?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Let me get a.
Well, if only that was just contained inside the dome and it didn't affect everybody on the outside, if we could just sit and watch and laugh. But unfortunately, nah, it's affecting the entire fucking globe. The entire world is fucked because of it.
Okay. You know what I got to do? The ear puffs for my headphones have worn out.
Oh, I thought you were going to say run for presidency, but yeah, go on. But
Yeah. No. We have a prime minister, so that wouldn't even work, right? But yeah, my things have worn out. They're
ears.
Yeah, well, it's not so squishy anymore. It's more like the kind of rubber you would find on the engine mount of a Austin Princess or something. You know, it's not really squishy anymore. They're getting uncomfortable.
I know how to fix that. You just get some of those mashed potatoes for $1 million and just you just coat that onto the outside. That'd be lovely, smooth. Just warm it up.
Could you imagine? Cold. Yeah, the brain worm would just slip in through that, and get in.
Like Chekhov.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, wait a minute. I have my phone on mute when we do our shows, but I have but I have the odd family member who could be in contact with Felix that gets to go through.
To be fair, all your family members are odd.
Well, they're not my family members; they're in-laws. So
that's your excuse, and you're sticking to it.
Yeah, no, it's the truth, though. My own personal family are even worse. That's why I don't even know who they are. Right? Well, I'd rather just. It's funny. There's a few names I remember, but I don't really know who they are. But my dad and mom didn't seem to give a shit either. So why should I? I don't know. Hold on. One more second. I forgot something.
Uh-oh. What did he forget? Answers in the chat. What did he forget? He forgot.
There we go. What did I forget?
What did he forget?
I don't think it was me. But yeah, my parents are both the youngest of big families, and they both come from real rural farm areas, but they were not interested in that life, and they went for city life.
As opposed to the city farm areas.
Yeah, exactly, right? So they went for city life, and the result was growing up, I couldn't relate to my real hardcore redneck relatives very well. It didn't, yeah. Like my aunt and my uncle lived in the same house from the moment I knew them till the day they died. Now, they didn't buy that house together as a couple. They were born into that house as brother and sister. Right? They literally were born in that house and lived there their entire lives. Never got married, never did anything, just simply stayed in the house. And when I figured that out when I was like 13 years old, 12 years old, or whatever the hell it was, I was like, wow, you people are even more fucked up than I always thought you were. Like, fuck, man, really? Yeah, it was strange.
Check your screen.
Hey, we got a Ko-fi, whatever the fuck, coffee subscription from NANA. Now, let me just emphasize this for what it's truly worth. because it was for $66.06. Let me read his message to y'all just to make sure you get it. Woe to you, O earth and sea, for the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows his time is short. Let him who have understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. Its number is 666. I bet we just got a copyright claim.
I don't know. Number could have been pi. Thanks, constant.
Its number is
3.14 and a whole bunch of bullshit that nobody can be bothered to work out.
I don't think that sells well. Mexi Girl says, play the song. Sure, because we want this channel taken down. Why don't we? Let's see. Are we even still live? Yeah, I think we got away with that. Interesting. What have we got? Okay, not bad. I've got a
piece.
Well, I've got a thing I forgot about. So the one neighbor is having a few friends over, and I'm supposed to go over after, bring out the acoustic guitar and stuff, and play a few tunes. It's somebody's birthday. Yeah. But I'm on like my 6th beer already. So can you imagine?
You ain't gonna play shit.
Yeah, they're gonna hand me the guitar to play a tune and expecting Tom Petty, and I'm gonna be like, fuck this, fuck that, and fuck your hat. Head downtown with a baseball bat. Just fuck it.
Yeah, all in the key of C.
Yeah, see me get wasted. Fuck. So it'll be interesting. I'm sure I'm gonna make a fool of myself, but hey, at least it won't be on the internet like earlier.
Yeah. Do it here for money instead.
Oh, that's true. Right? Yeah. So how about Dunk and I do a stream coming up? I'll play guitar. Dunk will sing the songs. And because of the latency on the voice chat, everything will be out of time and key and
Yeah, just like normal then.
Maybe in your world. But it would be funny to do. It would be funny to do. To make it actually work, I could record a riff real quick. You make up the lyrics and go, okay, we'll make a parody of that song. And then in the background, I send you the guitar riff quick so you can actually sing in time with it proper.
Right. So hang on a minute. You want me to hang my coat on what peg?
On the lower peg, but only if your brother isn't playing in the game. How does that even go? That's the one Monty Python skit nobody can actually do. The lower peg. Nobody can. Well, I can only imagine that John Cleese literally made that bullshit up on the spot. How could you read that as a script and get it right? There's no way.
Practice.
No, come on, Mom. Let's go to Stoning. No. So, oh God, hold on. Wow, I'm really, really being pestered by my neighbors tonight. Ooh, maybe the hot redhead showed up. Oh, I shouldn't have said that out loud.
I'm sure they're not watching.
Yeah. If she did, I'm sure they didn't call me because of that, right? Well,
yeah. If you are watching, put LOL in the chat. Oh, Koala Stoner. Put LOL in the chat. So Koala Stoner is the hot redhead.
Yeah, that's Chelsea. Good to see you here. Thanks.
I don't dox.
I've lived here for 8 years. There has been 5 plus 4 equals 9 Chelseas in my time living here.
Wow.
Yeah. There was this one neighbor, she moved out a couple of years ago. She was funny. She was a real goth girl, right? Except she was like 35 now, and the
OG.
Yeah, exactly. Right. The first time I ever met her son, who I didn't know was her son, was when my son started at the local middle school at grade 6. And there was this kid who had his desk out front the principal's office. Like he was literally in the office with the adults doing his schoolwork. And I was like, oh, I know that scene, buddy. You fucked up real good, right? And then about 2 weeks later, I realized he was my next door neighbor's kid.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And I remember he was really awkward about it. He was like, oh, this adult saw that I was in the office and stuff. And he really tried to avoid me. And so I took him aside one day after like a month. And I was like, hey, dude, you don't have to worry about that. I had my desk in front of the principal's office when I was in grade 7 because I threw my chair at the teacher because he was being an asshole. And the guy looked at me and he's like, you could tell he's like, I didn't do that. I almost got him too. It was really close, man. He just fucking ducked in time. Well, I'm supposed to say at this point, I regret that action and I never would do that, as an adult and a parent now, but that's not true. I still would have done it.
Yeah. Well, hearing the stories you told us a couple of days ago. So.
Hey, that guy was a fucking asshole, man. He deserved it. You're
a psychopath.
The reason we didn't record the 42 show on Thursday.
I didn't mention it because I didn't know you wanted to tell the story.
Fuck, we might as well. My son ran into one of my ex-wife's ex-boyfriends at the community pool when he was there with grandma for lessons and stuff. And dude was being a total prick to him and wouldn't talk to him or anything. And grandma got a hold of me and said, oh, we got a situation. So I blasted down to take care of it. And I realized what was going on. And he was being a total prick about it. But he was, he did leave. And when he was leaving, I ran outside to meet him in the parking lot. And
to have a nice little chat.
Yeah. My hand's still a little bit sore, but I don't look any worse for wear, do I? Yeah.
You had a rather vigorous chat with him.
Yeah. His nose exploded all over his shirt. But you fuck with my son, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kick your ass. That's just how it is. So
hang on. You got the follow up. You got the message. He said he's gonna come and fuck you up.
Yeah. There was this follow up. He was threatening me, and then my ex-wife even stepped in and said to him, "You don't get it. You don't. You're gonna lose so bad. He's gonna kill you, man." Now, don't get the wrong idea. I've never, ever raised a fist or a voice in anger towards a woman that I've dated. But my ex-wife has seen me literally, take somebody who thought they were a tough guy and take them out of the equation pretty quick. So, it was fun. It's kind of hurt, though, but it was fun.
Yeah, the funny thing is that the whole tough guy thing, so much of it is just like bluster and
it always is. Nobody that behaves that way is actually tough. You know, I've had this happen so many times in life where you get somebody and they're like, rah, 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 and you give them one shot to the nose, like, oh, bro. Well, you shut up then, you know? I don't understand people. If you're not capable, don't do it. And if you are capable, make sure you do it in the moment that's worth it. Because you're never going to look like somebody who's a cool guy if you're the aggressor.
Thing is, there are like a bazillion videos on YouTube where you see someone just like coming up, but all being all tough guy.
Yeah, and they get throttled. Yeah, it happens so often, man.
I mean, I do get a little bit of satisfaction from seeing that.
Dude, when I see in somebody's eyes that they're being a bravado master and they think they're cool, but they're really not, I love being the person that just gives them that one little knock that makes them go, ooh, what just happened? That doesn't happen to me. Well, at least not in my fantasies when I'm drunk at home. I love that moment. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've always been crap at fighting, always been shit. I know,
it's not a school that's worth it. You're better off to stay out of it. I'd be the first person.
Yeah. But I used to get bullied a lot, little stupid little kid. But there was this hilarious time as some bully was giving me a hard time. He tried to kick me, and now my brother had showed me this move where I tried to kick him because he was just like being a twat.
Yeah,
I tried to kick him, and he just grabbed my ankle.
Right,
and then
just you're hopping on one foot, and you're useless. Yeah,
exactly. And I remembered that. And then I pulled the same move on this guy who was just being an asshole to me in the school playground. And it was a hilarious moment where this big bully was just being led around by me and him hopping around on one foot.
Yeah. Well, you actually just landed on the easiest way. If you're watching this right now and you're not somebody who's tough, and you can't handle a tough somebody being aggressive to you situation in life, and one happens to you, the easiest way out of it is the human knee. It only takes about 17, 18 pounds of pressure to fuck a human knee up. So when you've got some big ornery bastard looking at you going, arr, all you have to do is kick the inside of his knee, not completely inside like a right angle, I mean like a small one, and just push his leg out and watch his sorry ass fat sack of shit ass fucking, they've got nothing then. There's nothing they can do to you, and you can just simply walk to your car and leave. That's how it's done.
And
there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a fair fight when some asshole is coming up to you for no reason at all. You fuck them up and leave. That's how it's done.
Well, I mean, you could have just stopped it. There's no such thing as a fair fight.
Yeah, right. There's no rules on this. It's not boxing, right? You're not
gonna have some kind of referee come in.
Yeah.
You opposite. Oh no, red card. No, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And just like an old movie of Quentin Tarantino's California with X-Files guy and Brad Pitt in it. There's a moment in a bar fight where Brad Pitt says, "Hit him, Brian, it's coming." And X-Files guy's like, "What?" Because he doesn't see it happening. And boom, he gets clobbered. Pay attention. No, that's it. David Duchovny. Thank you. Great movie, California. If you haven't seen it, holy fuck, watch that movie. That's a trip. Oh, yeah. So let's get the hell out of here. We're 10 minutes to, and it sounds like I'm going to go be the entertainer.
Just go and set a screen up and just do it from your chair and just do a stream.
No, I'm going to take my projector out and just put this show on and go to bed.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Consumer advice. What should we
You've already done it.
have we I think 2 or 3 times.
Kick it in the knee.
Yeah. A swift kick to the squirrel bag.
Yeah. Doesn't work at the customer service desk at Walmart. Just don't do it there.
Gerbil sack. That's what I meant. I coined that phrase today, the gerbil sack. That's what comes out of the bottom when the plumber leans over a little too far.
Are you inventing words like Trump now?
I've been doing it longer.
It's the weave. I'm doing it the weave. All comes around.
So remember, if you're wearing shorts, but you have to pick up something heavy, tie them up first so nobody in the background leans over to not only see the crack of your ass, but the gerbil sack hanging in between. It was awful.
When are you getting around to watching Andor? Because you were going to say it was going to be Thursday, so that was this week.
Yeah,
So
well, yesterday was interesting, so it didn't happen.
So you got to do the Andor watch, and we got to do the full spoilers.
Okay,
chatty, all about Andor. Bring some folks on who've been watching it.
All right. Well, let's we'll plan this for Shills Live coming up. We're gonna have an Andor stream where we talk about it, bring up clips, and generally get ourselves in shit. Might as well, right? Yeah. But we can fight back because we'll get in trouble on the live stream, but we can fight back and say, no. Many other people have uploaded videos doing the same thing we did. Come on now.
And we're fighting back is a rebellion.
That's right. Yeah, and we won't do it with red lightsabers like Ronald Gump.
No, we don't need lightsabers. You don't need no stinking badges.
I love that one. Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining us. A huge thanks to, we've got a group of people to thank here for tonight. So first off, UTV and Ham gifted out the first Shills membership. That was the first monetized action in our live chat. Then we had Joe Medley gifting out 5 memberships. Annette joining the team. UTV and Ham super chat. Annette gifting out a Shills membership. Steve Walsh gifted out 10 Shills memberships. NA&A joined the team, gifted out 20 memberships, and then sucked it down the hole from hell with a $66 direct Ko-fi sign up. And then threw in a super chat just to make sure everybody knows that he's the devil incarnate. Well, with a whiskey and a really good cut of beef on the barbecue. So,
a filet mignon.
Yeah, I don't know who Philip is, but I've never seen a minion that wasn't in yellow. So it's really, I don't quite get it,
Yeah, so thanks everybody, and all the people that do that tonight. Thank you, a big kissy from me on all your precious parts.
Oh yeah, sucky long time.